Hi everybody, welcome to VizDev Portfolio with Alicia Dianne. I am Alicia Dianne and we're going to get started right where we left off last week. So thank you so much for joining me. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so this is where we left off with our thumbnails for VizDev. Let me see if I can find my drawing glove, which I have left around here somewhere. Here it is. Alright, so these are the 4 that I made the last time. And what I want to do right now is I think I want to make some more just to kind of give myself more options. So what I'm going to do is going to make a new layer here in Photoshop. Let me go here really quick and get that same color I was working with the last time. And I hope you guys are having a good week. Let's go ahead and start. So let's see how many thumbnails. I think I'm going to make them even a little bit smaller this time than what I did before. And for that reason, I just want to be a little bit looser, give myself a little bit more option. So that I can just try more things. Let's see. And to copy that, I just used the Alt button. That doesn't copy right away. And let's see. I'm gonna move these up some. This one. So now I have a couple of thumbnails and I'm just going to merge these together. So now that they're on one layer, and I can just go ahead and use this as, let's see, frames. So I was using that out of the bottle and I don't know if I described what that meant, but let's go ahead and see if I can pull that up really fast. And let's see. So this one has some definitions of it. So let's see, well, how does it describe? This one is actually giving examples of movies. So like the examples that it's giving of movies for Out of the Bottle is Freaky Friday, Flubber, Liar Liar, Groundhog Day, something that appears to grant a wish to a Cinderella type character, but eventually they realize that magic isn't everything. Or comeuppance tale, someone needs to be taught a lesson. So let's see. I think that's a pretty good definition, a pretty good start to what that looks like. Alright, I wonder if I can save this image. Let's see if it'll let me. Alright, so let's see. Let's see. Alright, so I want to do a couple of more thumbnails, and I was thinking about being more literal this time. So let's see, I'm going to lock this. And let's see, maybe there's like a physical bottle. It doesn't have to look like a genie lamp necessarily. But let's see, maybe my character. Let's see, maybe my character is actually inside the bottle. and there's like this genie type character that's like looking at them and kind of, I don't know, mischievous, but I don't want it to look like too scary. So maybe the character is in the bottle. And maybe the genie is like putting a lid over it. That feels a little bit dark, but maybe that could be an option. Let's see, what else could possibly be an option? What is the reverse of a dream? So let me think of what a character might wish for. They might wish for like, I know a lot of gold is typically like a stereotype of wishes that people wish for in a dream. So maybe if I thought of like, what would it look like if there was gold? How could I frame it? Like maybe they could have a lot of I'm thinking of a character that's trying to carry it, but it's too heavy. Like maybe they're trying to carry this big bag of golems or something like that. They're straining, but maybe something else is attached to it, or maybe let's see. And I don't want to spend too much time on the thumbnails. I will probably, if I can't think of something else that I want to do, then maybe I'll just go back to some of the other ones. Like maybe they're on the edge of a cliff or something. And it's falling. Maybe it's falling. And maybe I want to give it more of a landscape, so maybe there's these other things that are around, like these cliffs. So that's like another option. Let's see, how else could I do an out of the bottle scenario? Maybe somebody wished that I feel like I don't want to make it too scary. I'm thinking like I don't want to make it too dark. So what if they just kind of, I just have this character, what if it's a modern day? And I'm thinking just different scenarios too than how I did last week, because I just want to give myself a couple of other options. So what if there's this character And they have a genie. But what if it's not what they thought it would be? I was gonna have her look at the bottle, but I want to make her now look up. Oops. And what if it's like a really pathetic looking genie? That doesn't really have anything. Like, I'm picturing a genie that's like emptying his pockets and doesn't have anything. Like, oops, sorry. Alright, so that could be an option, or maybe, let's see. It's like a delivery box. Maybe she ordered it from Amazon. And picturing like a high school girl's room. She has different stuff around. I kind of like this idea. It seems kind of like it could be fun. And let's see. What else could be an option? An option could be that, let's see. This is like a money bag. It's like teetering. Let me make this clearer just so I have my idea. Alright, and let's see what else could be an option. I'm gonna make this clearer too. Let's see what else could be an option here. It could be that, let's see. What else could come out of that bottle? Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I probably should have written down like what people wish for, or what somebody would want to wish for. Do people wish to be young? Maybe it could be somebody that wished to be young and then they turn into like a baby. And how would I show that this was a wish that they did not want? Maybe they have like really big clothes on. Let's see. And maybe they're in some place. Where could they be? What if it's like a explorer? Let me see if I can find what does an explorer wear? Like some sort of a archaeologist hat or something. Let's see if that works. And with like some archaeology tools, maybe. I want to show that they were on some sort of a dig site. Let's see, maybe. Don't want it to look like too predictable, but I want to make it at the same time feel kind of obvious too. Alright. Yeah, there's like a pickaxe over here. And what else would they have? Maybe like a little brush thing. Alright, so there's a couple of ideas. Let's see. It could also be someone that is two, three, four, five, six. Alright, how else can I depict someone who's trying to have an out of the bottle moment? Maybe they're physically trying to get out of the bottle. so I could have them kind of scrambling. Take it out there. Let's see. And make that arm a little bit more clear. And just to make it even more obvious, I can do like, let's see. Make this a little bit less of the frame. And maybe there's just other things on the counter, like let's see, I don't know, pepper, salt and pepper. Maybe there's like another table over here. Maybe there's like something to let me know that this is like what type of room this is. I'm feeling like a kitchen. In some way, maybe there's, what else would there be? Other type of cabinetry, just to let me know that they're like physically trapped inside of a bottle. And let's see, and maybe there's like somebody looking here, like a little, like a dog or something. Like looking at them. I kind of like that idea. That's kind of fun. And let's see. Maybe there's like a painting back there. And that's kind of in the shade because that's another room. All right, so let's see. We have a couple of options, but I think it's good to kind of see how you can push yourself to do more, just so that you have, it kind of stretches your imagination. Even if you're doing this with a pre-written story, there's so many ways that you can come up with things. So what I'm doing is out of just a concept. So the concept I talked about before is from the book Save the Cat. It's a screenwriting book, and it's a movie genre called Out of the Bottle. Okay, and so we've come up with a couple of different options here. Let's see, I have some more that are down here. This is what we came up with last week. Let's see if we can push it a little bit further. And let's see, I'm gonna put these in a group. And maybe I'll even put this here too. Alright, so what's down here? Oh, that was a character type. So I'm gonna, let's see, character and setting. Alright, so let's keep on moving. How about, I'm thinking like a princess and a frog. I don't know, I want to incorporate that somehow. Let's just give it a try. Oops. What if a princess opens the door? This is a very rough looking princess. What if she opens the door and the prince is a literal frog? I kind of like that idea too. It feels like a pun. It's a story that like everybody knows about. Already. And maybe to make it even relate even more to the take her proportion a little bit down. Let's see. Maybe I'll put like on the stand, there's like a little bottle here. That feels kind of fun. Is there another fairy tale that I could kind of play with? Let's see. What if it's like I'm thinking of like a Red Riding Hood. But I'm trying to think of how I can flip it. Let's see how we can flip that. I can flip it by making it I'm feeling like the wolf. What if the wolf is being chased by the Riding Hood? But he's like in the right. He's in the hood. All right. And he's running. And the little girl is chasing him down. So I kind of think that could be funny. Let's see. How can I make her, I want her to be kind of scary though. At least intimidating. I'm thinking of like, she could have like a rifle, but I don't know if that would be too dark. Let's see. Maybe she just has like a... how could she be intimidating to him? This is like his... Alright. And I also want to incorporate a bottle in there somehow. Alright, so... I don't want him to look too nice because then people will feel bad for the wolf. I want him to be like, alright, he's still the same bad wolf. He's got like bags or something. That lets you know that he's bad when he has bags under his eyes. And like some, maybe you can still see his wolfy ears. Alright. So this is an idea. And maybe you can see that cottage somewhere in the back. And trees and stuff. Okay. All right. Let's see. Could also be, and just so I know, let me go ahead and give him the hood. Maybe there's like a bottle on the floor somewhere. It could be broken. All right, let's see. It could also be that what other some fairy tales I could think of that I can incorporate this idea with? It could be, let's see. What if it's thinking like Hmm. Thinking like a Goldilocks character. But maybe she's been at the bear's house for too long. Let's see. I'm making her hair like kind of crazy. Let's see. This bed that was just right was just maybe a little bit too right. Maybe the bears are like, huh? Let's see, let me get a regular brush for that. There's the doorway. And they're just gonna. The three bears are just like, what is happening to our home? And there's like a, I don't know, that looks kind of like a beer bottle. But it's an idea. And that's kind of what I want to get across. It doesn't have to be the best idea in the world. I want you to kind of test and see how many ideas you can come up with. And that's why I'm showing this process too, just to kind of show the brainstorming element of it all. Like, what is it like when you need to do a brainstorm? And let's see. Bottle here. And let's see. It could be another last concept we can come up with is, what's a good story? Why am I picturing like a big eye looking in like a window? I don't know why. Maybe it's a bottle that you can't reach. Maybe it's just a tiny little bottle. And I'm picturing like a little Alice in Wonderland tag on it. All right, so we have some ideas, and we have a lot more ideas than we had last time. And what I want to do is I'm going to pick one. I'm wondering if I should, and I have, let's see, I have all of these ideas. I have these. And I can also do multiple if I would like to, but just to give it a start. I feel like let's go ahead with this one. And let's see what that comes up like. So what I want to do is see how I can get it in the frame, how I would like it to be, scaling it up. And I'm just going to keep this as a rough. And I want to think about my composition and using that rule of thirds. I'm going to use my thumbnail as just that, as a thumbnail, but I'm going to redraw my picture. Let's see. I want to think about the perspective I'm going to have. So where is my eye level? So it's right around here. So let's see. I want to move it around. Let's see. Oops. I'm going to lock this. I just feel like I have to move the girl now. Okay. And let's think about some of the things that we want to put in the picture. And I'm going to rough this out. Let's see, I want to place her bed. So So I'm going to think about where I want that placement to be. I'm going to figure out some of the placement, and then I will be coming back to add in more details. I want there to be some other stuff happening here, whether she's got like some shelving or something happening. And let's see. I don't want her room to be too perfect. She's got like some posters hanging up. And one of the reasons why I picked this one, because it felt like a more literal example, which is what I was trying to go for. And let's see, I think I might want to expand the room a little bit more to allow for some additional furniture to make it so a little bit more interesting. Let's see. Maybe there's a mirror over here somewhere, and I'm going to think about the actual designs that I want to put in once I get some reference, but right now I just kind of want to do like a second thumbnail. To help me figure out what I want in the room. Or I should say, to help me better figure out what I want in the room. All right. And maybe her door is here. Alright, and let's see, I also wanted to have a rug. So maybe the rug is coming out this way for us. Just so I can see where that is. Alright, I want to do a little bit more detail on the girl. So she's going to be in this area. I'm going to take a darker color. I want her arms to be a little bit just relaxed. Just kind of like when you do an exhale and you're just kind of like I'm not gonna put her face in yet because I want to look up some reference for how I might want her to look. Still, let's try to rough in where her body is. And I might want to find a reference of this sitting pose just so I can get it a little bit more accurate. And this guy, I kind of like his design. He feels kind of fun. Even though it was just a really kind of a blue sky idea. Just top of the head type of a thing. I still like him. Alright, he's almost ghost-like, which I'm not mad at. I think I want to see. I might want to change the shape of his body down here. Let's see. Maybe like that. Let's see. Not that much. Maybe just like that. Yeah. Enough to still allow me to have his genie pockets. And I definitely feel like I need to work out the perspective a little bit more. I think it's okay to not nail it on the first go, or even just kind of the first real run, because you can always refine it until you start doing, before you start getting to the painting, you still have time to refine it. And especially if you're someone like me who's, you know, perspective might not be your biggest strength, you, as long as you have an understanding and are able to come back and fix it up, and you give yourself the time to, and give yourself permission to do that. Give yourself permission to not get it right the first run and be able to do some edits. Let's see, maybe the top is down here somewhere. Like a cork or something. Alright, so this is the first big run of it. Alright, and I know I'm gonna have to make changes, and I'm okay with that. Let's see if we can find a couple of colors to work with. And what I want to do right now is, alright, so let's go to home. Alright, so I'm going to share my current window. Alright, so this is Pinterest. So what if I just look up digital, and let's see. Let's see. What if I look up like college dorm ideas? Okay. Feels like too mature. Like these neutral colors, you Gen Zs and your neutral tones are just too much for me. And let's find kid room ideas. That's pretty fun. I definitely like the color palette there. It might be too young. This feels fun too. Like, I like all the rainbows and all the space. I wonder if they have like a teen room ideas is a thing. Again, with all the neutrals. It's a little too neutral. I want it to feel, I do like this one. This one feels kind of like the girl I have in my head. I like the blues. And let's see if I can find, ooh, this one is fun. That could be a good color palette. This feels fun too. Ooh, I do like that one as well. Even that is cool. But I'm trying to think of a specific girl that would be like believable, that feels believable. I want her to be about 12 or 13. I don't know, I'm really digging this one the most. So if I was gonna make, I'm wondering if it feels, the room is a little bit too shaded than how I want it to be, but I could probably still pick out a color palette from there. And this one, I like the colors in this one as well. So between those two, I'm gonna go back in. Let's see if I can share. Back my Photoshop window. And let's start in with getting some color. Alright, so let's make this smaller and just kind of see those colors I have here. Alright, so it's like definitely some peachy going on. Like a peachy, pinkish. And I like to eyeball it rather than color grab, because I feel like it's, I don't know, I just feel like you get a better feel for what you're doing. Let's try this brush. Alright, so there's one color. And I like to work with 6. I want it to be a little bit more purpley, I think. like a moon blue. There's also that teal color that is really nice. Let's see, and there's some beige in there. Maybe not as warm. Let's try this one. It still feels a bit orangey. Oops. But I'll leave it for now, and let's see if I can find that purple color, like a lavender, like a cooler. And I need one more color to finish my palette. I think I'm going to go for not orange like that. More of like a dusty pink color. Let's see. Alright, so these are the colors that I'm going to start with for my color palette. And what I'll do is I will save these and refer back to them, and I'll show you how we're going to work with these, just this minimal color palette, and we're going to get to the next steps in getting more references and starting painting. I know that the process is a big part of it. I think that's probably the biggest part of getting into your viz dev, but we're not going to do any more exploring with thumbnails from now on. I'm just going to do those on my own and bring them in, but I wanted to show you what that process looks like so that you understand that like there is a lot of brainstorming, and that's okay. It's okay if it takes some time to just kind of run through what your ideas can look like, and you can see how they evolve when you just kind of give that the time that it deserves. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me for this second run of VizDev Portfolio, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, so until I see you again, be grateful, live balanced, and be yourself. Bye bye.